Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting really specific. We're analyzing the sources you sent on a single piece of AV infrastructure.
And it's a fascinating one. This really defines what high performance means when you start pushing the limits.
It really does. It's the PureLink TWDP-6000F-200. That's the DisplayPort 1.4 fiber 8K high-performance cable.
And we're talking about the 20-meter version. That distance is key.
20 meters, and the sources say it's priced around $330.
Yep, $329.99. The specs really tell the story of why it commands that price.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The primary performance metric is, well, it's pretty jaw-dropping.
It is.
A claimed 48 gigabits per second of bandwidth.
I mean, that is the kind of speed that's just non-negotiable for what's coming next in video.
Why do you need that speed? What does that enable for the user?
Well, it's what makes 8K Ultra HD at 60 frames per second, 8K 60 even possible.
Okay.
And for a lot of people, maybe even more importantly, 4K at 120 hertz. Plus, you get the full fidelity, like 12-bit color depth and HDR at the same time.
You also mentioned the audio return channel, ARC. Why is that an important detail on a cable this powerful?
It's all about simplifying the setup. ARC lets the audio from your smart TV's apps travel back to your receiver through the exact same cable.
So less clutter.
Exactly. It shows they're thinking about the real-world installation, not just the raw data.
It's also interesting how the compliance standards kind of cross over here. It's a DisplayPort 1.4 cable, but that 48 GB piece number is something we really associate with HDMI 2.1.
It's designed to bridge those worlds, and that flexibility is crucial in a professional or enterprise setting.
And it covers all the HDCP versions, 1.3, 1.4, 2.2, and 2.3.
Right, and the implication there is future-proofing. It protects your investment because it'll work with older gear and the newest 8K source.
So the data requirements are clear.
Yeah.
But getting that 48 GBPs reliably over 20 meters, that's where the real engineering comes in.
That's the challenge.
Let's pivot from the data to the physical cable itself. This is where it gets really interesting. How do they avoid signal loss?
They moved away from copper. The sources are clear. It uses high-tensile fiber wire.
Right.
Copper just can't sustain that kind of bandwidth over that distance. Not without massive active boosters. Fiber doesn't have those limitations.
And the shielding.
Triple shielding. It's a must for noise immunity, especially if you're pulling this through a wall with other cables.
But the detail that really stood out to me was about the connectors themselves.
The SLS connectors.
The secure lock system.
Yeah.
They're 24K gold-plated, sure, but it's that 15 pounds of retention force.
Yeah.
That's the key insight.
Absolutely. That tells you that physical stability is just as important as the signal itself.
What does that mean in practice?
Think about it. In a complex install, a small accidental tug, or even just some vibration over time, could degrade an 8K signal. That 15 pounds of force means that connection is, well, it's basically immovable.
And that focus on long-term durability seems to be reflected in the business details, too. TAA compliance, a lifetime warranty.
For professionals, TAA compliance is huge. It ensures a stable supply chain, which is critical when you're planning big, expensive rollouts. This is for mission-critical installs.
So what's the big takeaway here? Our deep dive shows that true high-speed, long-distance AV is really a combination of three things.
They're trifecta, yeah.
You need fiber optic tech, you need the massive bandwidth for formats like 8K and 4K 120, and you need specialized physical connectors to make sure that data flow is never, ever interrupted.
Which brings us to a final provocative thought for you to consider. The sources do mention that there are competitors out there, other 20-meter fiber cables for significantly less, around $195.
Right, so about $130 cheaper.
So the question is, how much of that extra cost for this PureLink cable is really driven by that proprietary locking system and the promise of that lifetime warranty versus just the core fiber technology itself?
That's the calculation you have to make. What price do you put on total peace of mind?